All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Health and Hope Hour of Health and Hope call. Congratulations for being on and coming to this call to be inspired and learn a little bit about how you can achieve optimal health and well-being, like some of the people that you'll be hearing on the call today. So before we get started, I just wanted to see if I wanted to have you guys, well, first of all, I want to say that if you're not talking, if you kind of hover over your screen, there's a microphone button. If you could hit the mute, just click on it and there'll be a red slash will go through it. And then that will mute you and you can turn your video off and on that way too. But if you're not going to be talking, if you could go ahead and mute yourself. And Russ, I probably should have asked you to before. There's got to be a way to make it doesn't ding while people come in. I don't know if I can fix that.
You might be able to make me a co-host, and I can try to do that on the side.
Okay. Is that what disable participants annotation means?
No, that's just drawing.
Okay. How do I make you a co-host?
If you go to participants down at the bottom.
Okay. Click on you.
And then find me, and then you might see
make host. Okay. Well, should I make you host? No, I don't.
Co-host.
No, hang on.
And if it doesn't give that option, don't worry about it. We'll move on.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to worry about it. It doesn't give the option. Okay. So anyway, trying to get my, there we go. So what I wanted to have you guys do first is, like I was saying, if you're not talking, go ahead and hit the mute button so we don't hear all the background noise. But again, welcome to our call. I would love, so if you guys kind of hover over your screen and there's a chat button, you might have to click participants and then hit chat, but go ahead and pop into the chat where you guys are from, what city, because it's kind of fun to see who all's here, and also put the name of the coach or whoever it was that invited you to the call. Go ahead and pop your name in the chat and who invited you. Not your name, but where you're from and who invited you. I don't know if anybody's doing that.
I don't see a chat button. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I do hear you. Huh. I don't know why there's no chat button. This is totally different. Okay.
Yeah, at the bottom of the screen, you can hit chat.
Oh. Okay, there. I see people doing it. Okay. Hey, Lori, how are you? Yeah, so where you're from, the city, and who invited you. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And first of all, I just wanted to say that we are Optavia, which means optimal way. And we're about helping people create optimal health and well-being in all areas of their life. And so our program is not just a comprehensive, or not just about weight loss, but it's really more of a comprehensive health program. And the reason why I do these webinars is because we do a lot of healthy happy hours where we gather together in someone's home and we share stories, we get inspired from each other, we share details of the program, but a lot of you guys are out of state, out of town, or can't hop on because a lot of us have clients that are in other states and you're not able to come to a live event. So we wanted to kind of make this so that you can feel like you're part of the community. Community is something that is so key to us as humans. I mean, we're just created to have community and to desire community and to operate like that in our life. You know, when we're going through things in life, and especially on our health journey, it's very helpful to have people there that can, celebrate the successes with you. And that's part of what we're going to talk about. It's our community and having the coaches, your support for that. But also when when you're struggling with things, it's nice to know that you're not alone. And so we're here to link arms with you and come alongside you and guide you on the path to optimal health and well-being in all areas. And so we do create that lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. So with our program, we're going to help you incorporate things in baby steps along the way to create optimal health and well-being in all areas of your life. Healthy body, healthy mindset, and healthy finances. And each one of those areas can interrelate with the other. So that's why we try to help people find the sweet spot within that. If you're stressed out, you're working long hours and you're stressed out because you don't have finances, or you're not getting good sleep because you're working so much. I mean, that all affects our healthy body. So it's not just about what we eat. It's really about how we move, how we manage stress. And so we're going to kind of talk about all that today. So I want you guys to think about what optimal health and well-being means to you. It's different for everybody. For some people, it could just mean to be off medications and be at a healthy weight. For other people, it could simply mean being able to go up the stairs without being winded, or it may mean just being able to get up and down from the floor to play with your grandkids. So it's different for everybody. So I want you guys to really think, as we're going through this call today and you're listening to the stories of people sharing how our programs help them, I want you to think about what it is that you would love to have more of in your life, and what is it that's missing in your life that you'd like to have more of, and what optimal health would mean to you. So trying to go to my next slide. There. So if you can see this trilogy wheel, this is what we call a trilogy wheel, because this is, I want you all to kind of look at where you're at on this spectrum, with 10 being the very best that it could be and 1 being the very worst. So kind of look through here. Hopefully you guys can all read that. So in healthy body, where are you at with your weight? Are you at a healthy weight? Physical activity, eating, do you eat healthfully at regular intervals through the day? Do you make time for relaxing? Do you get healthy sleep? So kind of rate yourself where you're at in each of those areas, and kind of, you can jot it down, just make a mental note, but just think about that. And what would it take if you're at a 4, what would it take to get you to a 10, and that each of these specific areas. Then the next column is the healthy mindset. So kind of thinking where you're at in your job. Are you doing something that gives you fulfillment? That's where we spend a lot of our time. So that's really important. If you hate your job, that's going to affect your overall sense of well-being. So, and, are you making times for hobbies and fun, for being able to be involved in your community, having spiritual time, building relationships? And then for healthy finances, how are you doing with money management? And are you having the financial resources to, save for your future, to create those memories and experiences that are meaningful to you, and to spend time with your family? And do you have an abundance, and do you have financial freedom? Do you have debt? That type of thing. So, you're kind of rating yourself, and think about where you're at and where you would like to go. And with our program, most people start with the healthy body. And so we're going to kind of focus a little bit more on that in the beginning. And I wanted to say, the purpose of this call too, not just to get together and gather for community and have a chance to learn more about our program and hear stories of transformation, but, just to be able to, we want to share with you how our program works for healthy body. And then we're going to have a cooking demo. Danielle's going to do a little lean and green demo. And then at the end, we're going to talk a little bit about how coaching could benefit you or the people in your life. So, but getting down to a healthy weight, we have 4 components. We have your Optavia health coach, our habits of health system, our Optavia community, and then our nutrition plan. And so we're going to talk a little bit about each one of these. But before we get started before I start sharing that, and actually I'm going to have Beth share about the first component that I want to talk about, which is what it means to have a health coach. So now Beth Colbell is somebody that I've actually never met in person before. She lives in the Houston, Texas area. I'm actually going to go out and do a healthy happy hour at her house and get to meet her for the first time in about another few weeks. So that's super exciting. And what I love about Beth is that she has such, I love her heart for other people and her positive attitude. But the first time that I ever talked to her, which was about a year ago, a friend of hers referred her to me. And even though we just had spoken over the phone, but you can really hear a lot through people's tone and inflection in their voice. And what I heard through Beth in the beginning when I talked to her was that she was doubtful, and she didn't have very much hope. She did not, but she was willing to give this program a try. So I'm going to let Beth share her story. So Beth, can you go ahead and unmute yourself? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that's me in that picture about a year ago. And so I think you wanted me at first to talk about what it meant to have a health coach, which was a huge thing for me, to have somebody to run with me every day and talk to me every day and remind me of my goals and help me stick to the plan and just, to ask questions, and an amazing resource just to have that person there at a fingertip away, just to chat with, or just, talk you off the ledge, so to speak, if you wanted to not follow the plan. But so having the health coach is a big, big piece of this, and it was everything for me to be successful.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Beth. And then, so go ahead and share about, and as part of your coach, we're just going to walk alongside you it's usually a 10-minute weekly connection call by phone or video chat. So it's not something where you have to go to meetings or anything like that, but your coach is always there for you. We're always just a phone call or a text away. And we're here to celebrate your successes. And, we're not the experts. Most of us have been through this program ourselves and just decided to pay it forward and help other people. But yet we do have people that are personal trainers or that are physicians, and in the medical field, and nurses and doctors that decide to utilize this as a way to help their clients. So yes, thanks for clarifying all that, Beth. And so I'd love for you to share how the program's helped you.
Yeah, so I had tried really, really, really hard for about 3 years to lose 35 to 40 extra pounds that I'd gained. And I feel like I gained those pounds right after I'd turned 50 and went through menopause, fun word. And I just was still doing everything that I could. I was running and trying to eat low carb and all different things. Nothing worked. And I ran into a friend, and Sherry had been her coach. And I decided to give one last thing, everything that I had, and I got on the program, and Sherry became my coach, and I started losing within the first week and steadily lost 33 pounds over I think it took me 3.5 months to get to 33 pounds lost, and I've been able to maintain that loss. It'll be a year in November.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, Beth. So what were some of the non-scale victories, the biggest things that you've
so many. I had a closet to go shopping in, and I was determined all along those 3 years not to get rid of those clothes, because I knew I wouldn't give up until I found the right thing that worked for me. And so going shopping in my closet was a huge non-scale victory, just getting to put my old clothes on that should still be worn, feeling so much better, so much more energy. I had a lot of joint pain with that extra weight. 33 pounds may not sound like a lot to somebody, but you can see by my picture, it was a lot. And I had a lot of pain, a lot of pain in my body, my legs, my hips, and that's all gone. It's all gone. And my energy level is just so much better.
That's awesome.
I feel confident and I feel happy, and it's just changed my outlook. I feel like I can do anything now.
Awesome. Love it. That's one of the benefits.
Yep.
I feel like I hear a common thread when I hear people's stories is how they feel empowered and they feel a lot more.
I feel very empowered, like I really could conquer the world now.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Beth, and for touching a little bit about what it means to have a health coach.
Yes.
And so the second component is our community. So like I was saying before, you're not alone on this journey. Not only do you have your health coach to link arms with you and walk alongside you, but you also have the community of like-minded people within Optavia that consist of not just we have a private Facebook page where everybody is super supportive, and that's one of the highlights I think that I hear from a lot of my clients anyway, that they really enjoy being able to interact in there. It's the highlight of their day to get on and read people's posts. It's a very encouraging place. People are super supportive and cheering each other on, but yet when people have struggles, they're also encouraging them in that too. So they're sharing both things, sharing recipes, tips. And then we also have our weekly client support calls. This is a physician-led program. So every Wednesday night, the physician and nurse do a call and they answer questions. and you can get on live or listen to the recordings and playback. And then there's also, after that, there's a Habits of Health webinar that's either field led by one of the health coaches or by one of our certified dietitians. And so every week they give a habit of health topic. And so that's really kind of the education piece and the piece that's helping you create that healthy mind and focus on creating optimal health rather than being in that diet mentality. So, and then besides that, of course, we have online things like this and the live events and happy hour. So community and having that support of the health coach are kind of go hand in hand. And those have been really key components to what makes our program so successful. So my next guest speaker that I want to bring on is Jackie Lamica. And Jackie has really embraces growth and personal development. And she's really embraced our habits of health and focused on creating, just a better life for herself. And she's one of the great things about, coaching your clients and stuff, they become really great friends too. So Jackie, can you go ahead and unmute? And I'd love for you to share your story, where you were before the program and how the program's helped you.
Good morning, everybody. I was desperate before I found Optavia. I had gained a lot of weight after my third daughter, and I just couldn't lose it. And it's like 21 years later, and now I finally lost it because I found the right program. My sister-in-law was doing a program, and it was Optavia, and she shared with me, and I thought, oh, this might be it. This might be the thing I've been looking for. I'd been to the doctor, and they told me that I had developed diabetes and that my high blood pressure was kind of really out of range. And that I would start taking medication if I couldn't maintain my diet better. And I thought I was eating well, but I guess I wasn't. So I listened to the presentation and I started program, and I found that all the components were so key to staying on it. I really love the community. I learned a lot through the education of the program. And I started losing weight. I've been on program for 6 months, but to backtrack, I went back to my doctor brave enough after I started program when I was losing weight. I'd lost about 25 pounds, and I went in, we did my blood work, and I was no longer diabetic anymore, and I was really, really excited, and my blood pressure was normal for the first time, and I can't even remember. And she said, well, whatever you're doing, just keep on doing it and you're going to be fine. Well, as of today, I have lost 46 pounds. Not my goal yet, but I'm getting there and I feel fantastic. It really has a lot to do with the support of our community, with the education from Dr. A's books. He's phenomenal. Everybody should read that book. Even in bits and pieces, it's so helpful, and it was to me. I got really confident. I was really happy with myself and everything when I started losing the weight, and I decided that maybe it would be a great thing if I could help my friends, even a few of my friends, feel the way I did. So I did start coaching. Almost reluctantly, but I did start coaching, and I'm really happy that I did because I'm excited for the people that are coming on to this program and for their little victories. And, that's kind of everything, in a nutshell. I think it's just a great, great program. And
that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Did a great job.
Welcome.
So, I love that she's really embraced all 4 components. If you notice, she was talking about the coaching and the habits of health and the nutrition plan and the community. So that's really where it's key is when our clients embrace all 4 of the components. Because if you just do a couple, you're probably not going to keep your weight off long term. It really does take integrating yourself into the whole program. So I want to move on and talk about our 3rd component. We talked about the health coach and the community. So now I want to talk about our nutrition plan. So the nutrition plan is called our Optimal Weight 5-in-1 Meal Plan that you're on during the weight loss phase. And when you're on this, you're utilizing 5 fuelings a day. We call them fuelings. There are 5 of our Optavia Fuelings, and one time a day where you're eating protein and vegetable meal that you prepare for yourself or that you eat dining out. So there are of these fuelings that you're going to be consuming, they all have the same nutrition footprint. So it doesn't matter which ones you have, as long as you have 5 a day. We're going to get you into that habit of eating in the first hour of waking up. And then every 2.5 to 3 hours throughout the day, you're simply going to eat another one. And then at one of your 2 to 3 hour intervals, you're going to eat your protein and vegetable meal, which we call the lean and green meal. And so by doing this, you're going to be regulating your blood sugars. It's the fuelings are, and between the time you eat your fuelings and your lean and green, it's a balance of protein and carbohydrates. It's low glycemic and it's low sodium. So it's a great program for people who have diabetes or are pre-diabetic or have high blood pressure. And the fuelings have 24 vitamins and minerals. So it's like taking a multivitamin within the fuelings. And they also have a high grade probiotic. So they're very healthy for you. They get you into that habit of getting into that routine, and yet they're grab and go. So they're super convenient for people with a busy lifestyle. And so the nice thing about it too is that it's so affordable. All you ever pay for with our program are the fuelings. You're not paying for the coaching or support or anything else, just the fuelings. So they're only about $2.75 a meal. So as far as cost goes for people, it really depends on which plan is best for you. I'm talking about the 5-in-1 meal plan. So sometimes people, based on their health needs, will need to make modifications. So that's why it's super important for you to get with the person who invited you to the call to go over which plan would be best for you and what the cost would be. But the other thing about the fuelings that's super nice is that they are very clean label. There's no artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners in them, and you have non-GMO options. So, and so then the fourth component is our Habits of Health system. This is what I feel is really the heart of the program, because this is the education piece. This is the book, and the workbook was written by our co-founder and medical director, Dr. Wayne Anderson. And he's going to take you in baby steps through incorporating one healthy habit at a time. And basically it's about replacing your unhealthy habits with healthier ones. And so we're going to go over what your triggers are and how to come up with a new chain of reaction. It's going to cover how to get restorative sleep, how to manage your stress, getting exercise in and movement, dietary supplementation, how to eat beyond weight loss. So how to eat a balance of nutrition once you get to your goal weight, because that's super important. You do not need to be on the fuelings forever. Once you get to your goal weight, we're going to gradually transition you off of them and incorporate all your food groups back in. And we're going to do that in baby steps so it's doable. Because if somebody told me I had to eat 6 times a day, all whole foods, like that would not have been doable for my busy lifestyle at the time. There's no way I would have had time for all that prepping. But this got me acclimated to be able to do that. So this is really the educational piece, and the piece that's going to help you make those lifestyle changes, which are so critical for you to create that long-lasting, have sustainable results, and move on towards optimizing your health. When you get to, a lot of people, when they get to their goal weight, with a lot of other programs, that's where it ends. But with our program, we have an exit strategy. We're going to help you move beyond the weight loss phase and into optimizing your health. We don't even call it transition, because it's not just about maintaining your health. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and continuing to move forward with your health. You're continuing to connect with your coach and work on whatever the next health goal is for you. So the next person that I wanted to bring on is Joseph Wood. And Joseph has an amazing story and a great testimony as to the efficacy of our program and how it can help people who have health issues more than just weight to lose. And this is his wife, Susanna, that's with him. And Susanna and Joseph have done an amazing job. They have a huge heart for community and for other people. And so I call him my brother from another mother. So Joseph, if you wouldn't mind coming on and sharing how the program has helped you.
Certainly, Sherry. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. The picture you see is me, about 253 pounds. I was on blood pressure medication. I was on migraine medication, suffering from chronic pain everywhere, but especially my feet, my knees, my back. I was somebody who was not sleeping well at all. I would wake up in the middle of the night, think about a project that I may have forgotten a certain element to, and I'd lay there and spin that for about an hour before I dropped back to sleep. But I'd wake up in the morning feeling exhausted and not really ready to face the day. All because of the just extremely poor eating habits that we had. I mean, honestly, the number of pizza boxes that were in our garbage at the end of the week is ridiculous. So, but in general, that's me with not happy. I wasn't happy with who I was as a person, who I was as a parent or a father, and who I was as a husband. So those things are all very important to me. And so I know that a change needed to be made, and a change it was. Started on program and went from 253 pounds to 180 in about 7 months. Within the first 2 months, I was off both blood pressure and migraine medication. Going from a 42-inch waist to a 34, 2XL shirts down to mediums. Shout out to thrift stores. I mean, that's the only way I would have been able to afford the new wardrobe, because I had given up. I had purged my closet of any of the clothes that I used to be able to fit into. But no more pain. It was gone, just miraculously, and it allowed me to continue to be active without all the impact, and sleeping soundly. I mean, the stresses are still there, but they don't wake me up in the middle of the night. They don't allow me to lay there thinking about stewing over it. I wake up feeling rested and ready to face the day, and definitely in a much better place where I think I needed to be as a father and as a husband. So I think this was crucial. This is something that needed to be done. What do I attribute the success to is really two things. It's that education. It's understanding that, I wasn't born this way. I was actually, in my 20s, I was 160, 170 pounds. This is something that I did to myself. These were all self-inflicted wounds. So it's that education of understanding that I do have control and I can get that back, and make the right decisions. And then beyond that, it's just it is this incredible community. It's knowing that you're not alone. The folks that our coach Janelle that helped us along this path, and brought us into this incredible community of now who I feel are lifelong friends, and it's given us the ability to turn around and help people behind us and bring them into this. So that's my story.
That's awesome. I love it. Thanks, Joseph, so much for sharing. And so, kind of speaking of how much weight you lost, I thought it'd be fun if everybody put into the chat, what is your total loss that you had? So I'm going to have Diana tally it up for me, but she can pop mine in. I lost 42 on it. So yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind, pop in the chat, how much weight have you lost? And we're going to tally it all up to see what it all comes to for who's on the call, and we'll kind of announce it at the end. So now we're going to move on to the next speaker. While you guys are popping in how much you lost in the chat, next speaker I'm going to have is Danielle Linares. And Danielle is going to share her story, and then she's going to share some tips with us and give us a lean and green recipe. So Danielle, go ahead and if you wouldn't mind sharing your story first, and then what I'll do is I'll stop sharing my screen so that we can watch you.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Danielle. I got on plan back in January, and I have always been one of those people who I've struggled with weight my whole life. I've always been trying something, and sometimes successfully, and then gaining it all back. And when I heard about Optavia, I had heard about people keeping their weight off, and that really intrigued me. And so I wanted to learn more. So when I got on plan, I've dropped a significant amount of weight. I've lost 86 pounds since I started. Before I remember telling people it was a double X Christmas. Everything was double X. Everything was too tight. I was in the plus size section, bursting out of my jeans. And now I can go to the store and buy medium shirts. I can shop anywhere I want. It feels great. I am not disgusted by my reflection anymore, because I don't know if you have ever done it, where you walk by a window and you think, who's that? And then you realize it's you. and you have no idea that you let yourself get that bad. And that's kind of how it was when I was in pictures too. And so I was always trying to get people to cover my body so you could just see my face, and, you know, stick my neck out so you couldn't see my double chin, and do all those little tricks that people do. And now I am like, yeah, go ahead and take a full body shot. I don't mind. I'm okay with those things. And that's because I was able to find this plan and find the great community and support. So I love it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Danielle. So I went ahead and stopped share.
Okay.
I'm putting it on. So if you guys want to see Danielle, if you look in the upper right corner of your screen, there will be something, and you can either pick gallery view or speaker view. If you want to pick speaker view, that way you can see Danielle probably a little bit better about what she's doing. So go ahead and take away your little demo there, Danielle.
Okay. You can hear my timer now. I tried to be prepared. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so this morning I am going to demo the chili relleno casserole because it's one of my favorites, and I kind of took a little poll, and that's what everybody wanted to see. And so with this one, you start out with 6 egg whites and you whip them. And so that's what I have here in the bowl. I whipped them up, and let me start out too by saying I split my recipe in half so that I could hopefully have one ready for you guys to take out of the oven to show you what it looks like finished. So when you're whipping those egg whites, it takes about, I would say, a good 5 minutes. And so you're going to have in there onion powder, garlic powder, and cream of tartar. And then once those are done, excuse me, then you're going to put about half of your egg white mixture. I'm going to put it down here so you don't see my face anymore. You're going to put about half of your egg white mixture into your pan. Now, normally, like I said, it's a 9 by 13, but I'm doing it this way. And I would also normally be using a glass pan, but my husband accidentally dropped that on the floor and it shattered. So, him, but we're using my brownie pan today. Yeah, and there was also a good lean and green recipe in there, and that got ruined, and I was kind of a little bit more bummed about that than the pan. So, like, darn, there was a meal in there. So you just spread it out along the bottom so that it looks like that. And now the recipe calls for you to have chilies that you stuff, but I'm a mom, and I want to go fast. So I don't stuff. I just cut them in half, and you press them down into the egg mixture that you have. Some people have asked me if you can use, what's it called, egg beaters. No, you can't, because you need to have the egg whites and you need to be able to whip those. So definitely don't want to use egg beaters because you won't get the meringue-like consistency that you need. So I just put the chilies in like that. Then you use 3.5 ounces of chicken and 10 ounces of low-fat mozzarella, again with more garlic powder and onion powder for flavoring. We had chicken last night, so I just used some of our leftover chicken from that. And it seems like a lot of cheese, and it kind of is, but that's what I love about it, because it's like ooey gooey and delicious. And you just put that on the top of that. So now I've got cheese and chicken in there, and then I just put the rest of my chilies right back on top. So that's my version of stuffing, because it takes too long to stuff, and I'm not going to do it. So just being honest. And I just use canned chilies too right here. So then you take your egg mixture and you put it back on top. Okay. I wanted to show you guys step by step like how to put it together, because it's really pretty easy. Spread it out, and then you get to put a little more cheese. And so I used my scale right over here, and I measured out 1 more ounce of cheese to put on top. And you sprinkle that around. And then you top it with foil, and you cook it in an oven let me grab my towel, at 400 for 30 minutes. Then after you take after 30 minutes, you up the temperature to 450, you take the foil off, and you let it brown a little bit more for about 10 more minutes. So let me see what it looks like. I'm going to open my oven. Stand back. Okay, so here's the one that I was frantically doing this morning as my boys were fighting. So looks like this.
Looks good.
No, baby. Sorry, and one's coming right now. Yeah, you can see. So that's what it looks like. One serving. Shh, Mom's on camera. Okay, one serving is about 3 chilies. So if you kind of estimate where about 3 chilies would be, then you cut that out. And watch out, baby, it's hot. Back up, back up. Thank you. So I'm gonna serve it up for you guys really quick so you can see what it looks like on my plate. Hopefully it's not too hot to get out of the pan. Stand back, okay, babe? Okay, thank you. It's not anything you probably want to eat, kiddo.
You make it look so easy, Danielle.
Sorry. So this is what I have for the plate. Oops, I'm on my computer, sorry. And it looks about like that. So I have little veggies to the side. A serving of this is, it's 1 lean and 1.5 green. So then you're still able to have a little more on the side too. And it's really, even my husband likes it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Danielle, for doing that and sharing that with us. That's awesome. You did a great job. And I know Danielle will put into our the event page. She'll go ahead and pop in the recipe so that way you guys can have it. But yeah, that was awesome. That looks delicious. So we're going to go ahead and move on. So the next person we're going to talk about, now we're going to kind of move into sharing a little bit about, we're going to talk about how the program's helped us. I'm going to have Diana come on. Diana's a friend of mine that I had met. Well, I've known her for a while now through my Bible study group. But one thing I loved about Diana, to me, she didn't even look like she had weight to lose. Mute her. Find Danielle. I can't, Danielle, if you can mute yourself, I can't find you now. But anyway, Diana's got an amazing heart for serving other people. One of the things that I love about her, and I knew she'd make a great coach, is because she has such a positive attitude, and she just has such a love for other people, and people are attracted to her and love her because of her sincerity and her authenticity. So I know, Diana, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about your story and how programs helped you.
Yes, I'd love to. Well, about a year ago, I decided to try the program. Sherry had been mentioning to me how successful she was in the program, and I was at a point where I was not losing those last 15 pounds. I was going to the gym about 3 to 4 days a week. I was doing my classes that I love, and I was eating healthy, and those 15 pounds were just not budging. And I know it had a lot to do with being close to 40. Once you get in your 40s, your metabolism does tend to slow down. So I was just so frustrated, and I was ready for a change. And I guess you could say I was desperate. So I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And I was so pleasantly surprised. After only 1 month, I lost those 15 pounds in that first month. And then I transitioned out of the program and maintained my weight for a whole year. And that got my husband's attention. And so he became one of my very first clients, and he had great success on the program, 30 pounds in 7 weeks. So I decided to be a coach, obviously, to help him on his journey, and a few other people that had asked me about the program. But it has been life-changing. The accountability, the community, being a coach has given me that kind of accountability, because I want to be a good role model for my clients. So it's giving me the opportunity to maintain my health goals. And it's so motivating and just really a great feeling to help others. Something that they thought they maybe couldn't accomplish, you're helping them reach that goal that they had. So it's really been a very rewarding experience. So that's my health story. But then my coaching story, when I decided to partner with this company and help my friends and family get healthy, I had no idea that it was going to help me financially so well. Ever since I had my kids, I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I worked for AT&T, and I made pretty good money with that company as a service representative. And I wanted something that I could make money from home, because obviously when you have kids, you just want to be with them all the time and raise them. And I have tried other home-based businesses, and they were never as successful as these. And they were always a lot more work because you have to have an inventory a lot of the time, and you have a high upfront investment, and then you also have to be a salesperson, which I am not. I hate feeling like I have to pressure somebody to do something or buy something from me. So this business has allowed me to not have to pressure anybody to buy anything. Basically, I get to help people on their journey, and it's something that fits perfectly with what I want to do, and it's been so rewarding. I was telling Sherry that this month has been really stressful for us. We were selling our home, and it fell out of escrow, so we ended up having to pay mortgage again on that house, and we're in a rental now, so we also had to pay rent. And my husband hadn't been working a lot of overtime because, with the move and everything, it was just hard to work extra. And so with my coaching income, we were able to pay the deposit, the first month, last month, and the pet deposits for our new place where we're renting. And I mean, I've never had that with any other company. It's been just amazing. It's given just my husband more flexibility to not have to work and be away from the family quite as much. So it's just been such a blessing. Let me look at my notes, make sure I don't forget anything.
That's awesome, Diana.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oops,
So that's it. I just wanted to end with, I found a really cool little inspirational quote that kind of shares like how I feel about this journey with coaching. I'm going to read it to you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So find your light, find what sets your soul on fire, find the thing that makes you burn and pursue it. Help others find their spark, and then join hands and shine together. And that's basically what this is like. I mean, you help people on their journey, and then you both shine. It's been awesome.
That's awesome. I love it. Thanks for sharing that quote. It totally embodies who we are and what we do and how we help people.
Yes, it's awesome. Thank you for letting me share.
Sure. Thank you, Diana. And I know you got to rush off to your little boy's game. So Thanks for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really want to thank everybody who's been on so far too. You guys have all done a great job of, just sharing from your heart and how the programs help. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story now. I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Sherry Knight. I think most of you guys know me. So this was my before photo and after photo taken on Russ's beautiful deck. I had a really great backdrop here. But before I had met my coach, Janelle Steckman, and she's a lot of our coaches on here, and a lot of us are on here. Ultimately, we're all on here because of Russ, and then a lot of us are on here because of Janelle as well. And because this program tends to have a ripple effect. So before I met her, I was working 6 days a week in the hair salon, anywhere from 10 to 12-hour days. Sometimes it was 14-hour days, but it was pretty much, sometimes I did 7 days a week, but pretty consistently, I was always booking myself Monday through Saturday. I was very stressed out as a result of that. I had put on over the years of not taking care of myself and taking care of other people in my family. I had put on weight, and I was having daily headaches. I was having high burning gut pain. I would have weekend shakies, and I just wasn't feeling good. I was tired all the time. And so I was really intrigued about this program when I met my coach, Jonelle, at a networking event in January of 2011. And so this picture that you see in the green shirt was taken that month. And I ended up starting the program a couple weeks after that. What intrigued me about it was I really loved the idea that she was going to be there to be with me, because I'm great at starting things, but I'm terrible at sticking with it and finishing. So I like the idea of having somebody there to help me. And I really like the idea that she was going to help me beyond the weight loss phase, because for me, that was the challenge. I had done a lot of things before and yo-yoed, but always gained my weight back and then some. So I liked that. And I loved that there was the education piece to help me how to eat a balance of nutrition beyond the weight loss phase. So that was the other thing that attracted me. So while I'm losing the weight, everybody was noticing, and I was referring people to Janelle, and she kept encouraging me that if I were to become a coach, I would be 5 times more likely to get to my goal weight and keep my weight off. So I already had a full-time job. I didn't want to take any more time away from my family. So I was like, no. Well, after I actually lost 42 pounds and 10 inches in my waist in about 3.5 months, after I actually got to my goal weight, my best friend and her husband and their daughter wanted to just join the program, and they did not know my coach. And so I knew that they were going to stay closer connected to me and more on track if I coached them, because I already had that relationship. And that's what happens a lot. So that's why I became a coach, just to help them. And didn't tell anybody for about 4 months. And 4 months later, she's down 40 pounds. He's down 60. Everyone in their Bible studies want to know what they're doing. So I start realizing what a gift it is that I have. Like, wow, why am I not sharing this? So I started sharing with more people. And as I was sharing, the income that I was earning from coaching, which really wasn't taking me that much time at all at that point, I just did it in the nooks and crannies of my day. And what it enabled me to do was to be able to cut back days at the salon. And even before that, because of how great I felt from losing the weight, I was empowered to start working out more, start incorporating exercise. And then as I was starting to create more time freedom, I was able to, as I was coaching more people, I was able to cut back days at the salon. And my coaching income quickly overtook my hair income in a fraction of the time. I mean, when I used to work 6 long days a week, 6 long days, work days, 6 days a week to earn, I was earning in about 12 hours a week in my coaching business at the time I retired from my hair chair, which was well over 2.5 years ago now. And so now I do coaching full time, although it's not full-time hours. But so basically, I mean, it's never been anything I've done where the trade-off or, what you can earn for the time it takes is really well. And we do good by doing good for other people. And so, so by me helping other people, it was helping me to be able to create a life centered around what is important to me. And that was really like to have my faith come first, and then my family, and then work. And before, it was all backwards. Like, work consumed my days because we needed the income. So now coaching has been able to help me earn a full-time income working part-time. And then as I've grown, I've been able to have more time for my quiet time, or things that I want to do. If I want to take a day to go spend the day with my mom, like I did this past week, and go to the movies and have lunch with her and do her hair, because I just do hair for family now. And so I was able to do that. And it's nice to have that freedom and flexibility. So I kind of wanted to say too, that the other thing is, like, what if you, something happened in your life? What if all of a sudden your spouse had a disease that there was no cure for and wasn't going to get better? And what if they couldn't work full time anymore? Can you just imagine the amount of stress that you would have? Like, what would you do financially? Well, that's actually occurring to my family and with my husband right now. And he's down to 6-hour days on disability. But the beautiful thing and the blessing for me is that we don't have to worry about finances, because my coaching practice has grown to where that income that I replaced my hair income has also now covered what he earns at his job that he's been at for 30 years. And so he can quit whenever he wants now, which will probably be coming soon. He's trying to hang in as long as he can. But what's awesome is just a blessing. So it's kind of what Optavia is all about, is to help people create optimal health and well-being in all areas. Like, having that financial security and freedom to create time to where I don't miss any doctor appointment. I go on every single doctor appointment with him, and I don't have to worry about asking a boss to take off time for work or missing out on money. So to be able to have that eliminates so much stress that would be there. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that and what's possible. So I want you guys to think about what could be possible for you. And, some people come into coaching just to help a couple people, and that's totally fine. It's a business where you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. It can reinforce your decision to, like originally I just became a coach just to reinforce my own health goals and to have that layer of accountability that Diana was talking about. And I really did want to make a difference in the lives of other people. And so by developing these relationships with people, I mean, my clients and we really develop a relationship, and we're able to, I'm really able to help people in a meaningful way that I would never have been able to help before. And the company compensates us. The clients do not pay us for coaching clients. We get paid by the company. And like I had said at the beginning when I was talking about the nutrition plan, the only thing a client pays for are their fuelings. And then the company compensates us for coaching the clients. So our role is strictly a consultative one. We do not have any kind of, inventory or anything like that. We're just here to help and guide people. So as far as, it is fun, it's rewarding. It doesn't have to take much time. And you can definitely build and leave a legacy for your family. So it is a relationship based business model. We don't advertise on TV. This is just focused on health and how we can help people move forward. So like I said before, our role is consultative. We're just trying to see what we can do to help people move forward. You're self-employed. You're an independent person. You can work full-time or part-time. I have a lot of coaches that do this to replace income, or they're just still working full-time, but they want a retirement strategy, exit strategy. So they're building retirement. And then I have some coaches that are still working full-time and they're building their business in a few hours a week to be able to leave that full-time job and create more financial freedom and time like I've been able to do. So it's a very low startup cost. I mean, with any business, it costs money to make money. So usually, this is very low startup and operating costs because we don't keep inventory, and it's super flexible. You can work from anywhere, anytime. I've stopped on my bike rides and taken a break to make a quick coaching call. So, there's no quotas or monthly purchases required. Some businesses operate like that, and we're not like that. So you can just help one person if you want. And you can build this by just helping clients and earn a very full-time income on very part-time hours, just simply having a client-based business, or you can build it to where you have help clients and you're having coaches under you that can building teams that you're building teams of coaches that are helping people. And really that's how you can create some time freedom, and that's how you reach more people, because you only have so many hours in the day to help people. And so that's why I decided to, can make a much more impact in lives of other people by having other people partner with me and help. So our training is, it's online. It's basically kind of an apprentice type style training where, you are not alone in this. We have a team coaching approach. So if you were to decide to become a coach, we're going to partner with you, and we are going to do the health assessments with you. We're going to do it for you, and then we're going to help you do it until you feel comfortable and competent to do it on your own. A lot of the so it's kind of a on-the-job type training, but then yet there's online training and support. And the only thing it costs to become a health coach is $199, and that includes your coach kit, your co-branded website, and so it's a very low cost way to start a business. And this is just let me try to enlarge this. This is income. Basic kind of general overview of what's possible. So like I was talking before, you can build a business just by acquiring clients. And so here's an example. This is just average monthly incomes. And I will say at every level, I've earned more than the average that it states here. But average income, a senior coach is somebody who's just helping 5 people, 5 to 9 clients, it says. But, $324. A lot of my coaches come on, they earn $100 bonus for helping 5 people in the first 30 days. And they earn about actually more like $450 a month. So these are the different levels. So as you can see, as an executive director is helping about 21 people. I remember when I did this in about I think it's about 4 or 5 months after I made the decision to start sharing and telling people I was a coach. And when I was helping about 20 to 21 people, I was making a couple thousand a month. So average income, is about $2,800 a month. And I was spending 2 to 3 hours a week. So that's pretty substantial, 2 to 3 hours a week. I know Diana was earning about that in her second month of coaching. For me, it took longer because I had less time. I was still working. So it's all about your efforts. I mean, these are just what is possible, but it obviously is based on what, you talking to people, how many people you're talking to and sharing with, and your efforts. So as if you do decide to build it where, you have teams, that's the other way, then your income potential can go up. And so anyway, these are just the monthly averages of as you're building teams and you actually becoming leadership ranks. And so these are actually monthly incomes. And I will share with you, like as an executive director like Diana, she's probably around this volume here, I think she spends maybe a couple hours a day. I probably spend anywhere from 20 to 30 hours a week now because I'm trying to build my business. And I've hit integrated national, but I don't always hold that rank. I'm around regional director, but I will say my income is that of above the integrated national director. My income's been higher than that in the last few months. And I mean, I'm not sharing that to brag. I'm just sharing that to share with you what is possible. And for you, there's different bonuses and things like that. You can become certified, which gives you more credibility. So if this is something that you are interested in paying it forward, and it's actually the best thing that a client can do for themselves because it does add that extra layer of accountability, definitely get, or if this program is something that you are looking to achieve better health, get with the person who invited you today, and they'll do a health assessment with you, go over your health goals, and get you going. So answer any other questions that you have. But so does anybody have any questions right now as we close? If you do, you can, if you have any questions or something you wanted to add or comment on, we have a minute, we could do that. So go ahead and unmute yourself if you do. See if there's anybody who has any questions in the chat. No. Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the very end here that do our little giveaway. And I actually forgot to kind of advertise this, but when this is like the third time I've done this. And so I like to give a $25 giveaway. We do a drawing. So Diana had tallied up, she had made a list of all the names and randomly drew a name of who was going to win the, oh, okay, she texted me, I was looking to see. So Mindy, you are the lucky winner. Is Mindy still on?
I'm here, thank you.
Yay, you're welcome. So you win $25 wellness credits that's going to be placed on your account to go towards your next order. So
Awesome.
yeah, so there, paid off for you to be on.
Thanks.
So, and then the tally of the weight loss was 389 pounds combined of the people who have been on our program that lost weight that's on this call. So congratulations, everybody. That's awesome. So, well, thank you so much for being on. Again, if you have any questions further, I would like to get started either as a coach or as a client, or just have more questions and want to check it out more, just connect with the person, the health coach that invited you to the call today, and have a great weekend, everybody.